Liverpool's 3-2 win over Newcastle was dramatic, chaotic, and a perfect early example of what Arne Slot's side is, and what it still needs to become. Let's break it down. One of the main themes from this game was the press, or rather the lack of clarity in it. All first half, Newcastle exploited Livramento as their spare man. Liverpool's idea is clear. Invert Salah alongside Szoboszlai with Konate aggressive behind. But the problem is, they often couldn't jump. Another big tactical change was Szoboszlai starting at right back. We've talked before about the possibility of this role, and we finally saw it. In possession, Sabo inverted into midfield, often acting as a defensive midfielder. Liverpool shifted into a 3-2-5 structure, which allowed Wirtz, or even McAllister when he plays LCM, to move closer to Salah on the right-hand side. That naturally improves Liverpool's attacking balance. Of course, it leaves some vulnerability on the right flank because Salah doesn't always track back. Now, let's talk about Florian Wirtz. Some critics said he had a poor game. I'd disagree. He wasn't outstanding, but to call it poor misses what kind of player he is. Still, there are two adaptation issues. He roams too much. By not consistently occupying key spaces, Liverpool lose structure in possession and in counterpressing. He sometimes plays too quick, carrying the ball when a pass is better, or assuming he has more time than he does. That's led to him being dispossessed several times in his first two league games, including twice against Newcastle, creating dangerous counterattacks. The Premier League is a different beast, but Wirtz will adapt. And let's not forget, Bournemouth and Newcastle away are brutal fixtures to start with. Curtis Jones drives from the left half space surrounded by four players and manages to keep possession. He lays off to Gakpo, who plays a brilliant one-touch into Gravenberch. Ryan drops his shoulder, creates a yard, and rifles into the bottom right. A superb individual goal to set the tone. It begins with Ekitike showing his strength, holding off his man. The ball is laid off to Gakpo, who fires from range. The shot is blocked, but Gakpo reacts first and pokes it back to Ekitike. And here's the quality. Instead of lashing at it, Ekitike shapes a finesse strike into the bottom left. Clinical, composed, and very much his trademark. It starts with a long throw, something we've already seen a lot in the opening weeks of the season. Konate's clearance only reaches Livramento, who whips a cross to the back post. Van Dijk and Konate are both occupied by Dan Burn. That leaves Kerkez isolated. Instead of attacking the ball, he focuses on blocking Bruno. Bruno climbs above him and heads it in. Another set piece, a long free kick from the goalkeeper. For most of the game, Liverpool had dropped their defensive line deep on these situations. But in the 87th minute, the line was much higher. That was the mistake. The ball comes in, Konate doesn't clear, too focused on Burn, it bounces loose, and Asula is sharpest to prod home. And then, the decisive moment. It begins with Konate planting his studs on the ball in Newcastle's half, baiting Miley into pressing. That triggers a flowing one-touch move. Konate, Elliott, Gravenberch, Connor Bradley. Bradley links inside with Chiesa and Salah. Salah plays a perfect first-time ball into the box. Szoboszlai produces a magical dummy. And Rio Ngumoha smashes it home for the winner. A move that was all about baiting, combining, and timing. So, what did we learn? Liverpool's press still has issues. Wirtz is still adapting. Szoboszlai at right back is a fascinating new twist. But we also saw resilience, elite defenders, and attacking combinations that can win games even when the structure isn't perfect.